This movement's March the 25th, 2019. In this video, we are going to tell you what's about to happen in 2019 and the beginning of 2020. Okay, folks, this is the front page of the Economist magazine, The World in 2019. What is strange is everything is black except the world in 2019. Alright, and this was their first cover before they changed it. Alright, and you know, the people that run this world have a secret meaning. What they're referring to, this is what you're going to be hearing months within, in March, in April, May, June, July. The blackout that's coming to America. The blackout that comes to America. You think that we're the strongest army in the world? Yes, we may be, but without our satellites, we are nothing. Alright, and we're going to get into that, alright, folks? So what's to come? Blackout, diseases, food shortages. Alright, all this. Let's go to the brand new title for The Economist for the world in 2019. So after they put out that first cover, the blackout, and the world in 2019, The Economist gave us another cover. And this is their main cover that they use. Alright? And the people that run the world put messages in this. Alright, folks. You can see now the world in 2019. You got a guy, it's like the Da Vinci style. You got Pocono, what lies it means. You got Vladimir Putin to the right, and to the left you got Donald Trump. You got China as the panda, and you got the BRICS. Alright, Britain trying to leave European Union, the bulldog. You got the elephant and the stock market all tied in it, plus India. Alright, folks, and it also means the Republican Party. You got marijuana and DNA, GMO, baseball, Gandhi. Alright, and he's harvesting wheat. Alright, then you got a stork with barcode on it, delivering babies. And then what's the most unique thing that out of all the stuff on here is there is actually the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Alright. You got the half moon with the Da Vinci Code helicopter going to it. Alright. You got cell phones and technology. Then you got the Da Vinci left hand weighing people and humans' life. Alright, folks. And then you got the Me Too movement tattered on the Da Vinci Man thing. What the Economist is trying to warn you is about the 4, basically, horsemen of the apocalypse. World War III, natural disasters, volcanoes, signs in the heavens. Alright? Weeds legal, baseball. Alright? But the main thing we should focus on is that they got the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Alright? We got war, the death, diseases, and now throughout all my videos tonight, I'm going to explain it because we are on the verge of World War III. Alright, Venezuela is the reason Donald Trump wants to build the wall on the border of South America. And I'm Hispanic too, alright? But we really do need a wall on the border in South America. Alright, I'm going to do an article how all the Russian troops are down there in Venezuela with B-2 bombers that are capable of nuclear bombs. Alright, folks, Venezuela had a blackout. Alright, that's what's coming to the United States, is a blackout. Because we may be the strongest army in the world, but one thing that we use, we depend on technology for GPS, for guided missiles, and all of that. Alright, a weak country could have an EMP. All they have to do is take out our satellite, and all our communications is gone, and we are done. Worth billions and trillions of dollars of our army would not work without our satellites, from drones or nothing like that. Alright? Our enemy, Russia and China, is surrounding us, but this is all part of the New World Order, because there ain't going to be no winners in World War III. Alright? So let's get into this. There's a disease right now. What's coming? The chronic wasting disease to be passed to humans. This is what they're believing. Alright, what they're calling the zombie disease. It's all through the United States of America, and elks and deers. It's moving through rabbits and other species, and this thing might transform and go into humans. And the majority of this population, where the disease is at, is in the upper Midwest where the flood is. Once that water all recedes, the land's going to smell dead carcasses This may be a thing where the zombie disease actually come into being, the chronic wasting disease. All right, this is what's coming in 2019. Second is the fall of the United States agriculture as a whole. Right now, you're going to the store, food prices are normal. And even though it's kind of high already, but this is the lowest you're going to see it. In the next coming months, where farmers can't grow wheat or corn or anything that we really rely on in the Midwest for food, all right? Everything's about to go skyrocketing. The wheat is almost in everything that we eat, all right? Our agriculture got destroyed by this great flood that's happening right now in the United States of America. On top of that is the tariffs that President Donald Trump put on China, and China putting tariffs on us. All right, that is hurting our farmers already. And on top of that, we got a flood, and a lot of these farmers are losing, and a lot of this GMO is now consuming the land, folks. All right, our economy is about to collapse. And one thing I know about this, and the reason I'm saying our economy is about to collapse, and we're gonna have a shortage of food, just turn on your news. All right. That great flood, all the food's underwater. They can't even use it. The water is so saturated with water, they can't even plant in 2 weeks. And NOAA expects to be the worst flooding history in American history ever recorded. And it's already the worst flooded history in agriculture history. Plus, you got to think about last year hurricanes, last year fires. On top of that, all the food that they saved up to deliver this year, it was destroyed by the flood. Now to our economy. There's been a mystery surge in $100 bills in circulation, possible link to global corruption. The number of $100 bills in circulation has skyrocketed in the past decade. All right, folks, there's more $100 bills in circulation than single dollar bills. That should not be. All right, that means a design of more and more debt, folks. All right. And once the Fed started to talk about recession, we're entering recession, all this stuff, we are entering the global economy crisis of 2019-2020. This economy crisis that is coming right now is going to be 20 times, 100 times worse than the Great Depression. And even the Feds are telling you, even our government is telling you that this economy crisis that is coming is going to be the worst in history. And it's going to be one of the worst in history because we ain't got no food, folks. Our food is out. All right? And once our economy collapses, once we ain't got no more food to feed our people are going to riot. We're going to go against each other. And that's when Russia and China is going to do what they do towards us. And that's going to start World War III. Because trust me, we are going to experience a blackout within the next year. That is what's coming. Either by a solar flare or by EMP attack on our satellite. And once our electricity grid is down, it's over. It is over. And we're going to get into that right now. Like I showed you with the 2019 blackout. Alright, this is what's coming. Cyber attacks, solar storms, and EMP weapons. The U.S. power grid is extremely vulnerable and extends to blackout inevitable. A lot of Americans are mocking Venezuela right now. But the truth is that what has happened to them could also happen to us very easily, as you will see below. DARPA is so concerned about the possibility of a cyber attack taking down our power grid that they held an extensive exercise recreating such a scenario late last year. And even though scientists tell us that it's inevitable that the solar tsunami will absolutely devastate our power grid at some point, our leaders on the federal level refuse to spend that money that it would take to protect us from basic electronic infrastructure. In addition, Russia, China, North Korea, and others have developed extremely advanced EMP weapons, and we have absolutely no protection against them. One way or another, an extended blackout will eventually happen in the United States, and so we should try to learn from some of the lessons from what is going on in Venezuela. And without a doubt, life is hell in Venezuela at the moment. Alright, folks. Now let's go into World War III. Our government pays RAND All right, to see who will win World War III, who will win a war, United States for Russia and China. We will lose, and here we go. America, this is from Daily Mail, all right, folks? America gets its ass handed to it in World War III simulation. U.S. forces are defeated by Russia and China in almost in every single scenario, analyst warns. Non-profit global policy think tank RAND performed a simulated war scenario to test how the U.S. would fare against other leading military superpower. The simulation covered battle on land, at sea, the air, space, and cyberspace. Analysts warned last week that the U.S. loses to Russia or China in most scenarios. However, they said it would just take $24 billion annually to improve the outcome. That's about 3% of the $750 billion defense budget proposed for 2020. The U.S. may not stand a chance against Russia and China should World War III break out. Advanced warfare analysts have warned. This is who the government pays to see how good our system is compared to Russia and China, that they also pay the same corporation. Non-profit global policy think tank RAND has been performing simulated war scenarios, often sponsored by the Pentagon, to test how American forces will fare against the world's other leading military superpower. Last week, RAND analysis revealed that in a scenario after scenario, the U.S. has suffered severe losses despite spending nearly $1 trillion annually on the military, exciting the spendings of other countries, but more than double. That's how much we spend, more than double, folks. In our games, when we fight Russia and China, blue gets its ass handed to it. Researcher David Ochamak explained at the Center for New American Security on Thursday. Breaking Defense first report, American forces are generally color-coded in blue in the simulation. We lose a lot of people, we lose a lot of equipment, we usually fail to achieve our objective of preventing aggression by the adversaries, Oakmark added. Though hypothetically, the similar games warn that the world order America has fought to protect for more than a century could be at risk. The similar conflict takes place in all 5 domains: a battle of land, sea, air, space, cyberspace. According to RAND, red aggressors force frequently burn U.S. military bases to the ground, sink warships, and take out our cyber system. All right, and the reason for that is because our military ain't like Russia and China. Yes, we may be the most powerfulest country in the world, but without our satellites, we are going to be one of the weakest countries in the world. People make fun of Russia and China having old technology, but the reason they have old technology is in case their satellite gets swooshed down. So they ain't got no satellite, they still know Morse codes, but we don't. We depend on these satellites. Our government should be training our soldiers how to use what we did in World War II and World War I. Because if they wipe out our satellites, then it's over for us all here in America. Alright, so we're going to keep this link at the bottom. Alright, so let's see what they're doing now. So after RAND told the Pentagon that we would get our asses handed to us because we spent too much money on our military and satellites and GPS and all that, now the U.S. military is preparing for a war without GPS. Alright. Washington with GPS-guided bombs, armed drones, beaming footage, and satellite spy cameras scooping up intel from the heavens. America's military machine is growing ever more, relying on space-based technology. But what would happen if an enemy were to target the military satellites or someone jammed their signals? The distress signal is one of the Pentagon know all too well could happen, and for which it is actively preparing now. So after they got this report from RAND saying that we would get our ass beat, alright, United States of America would get our ass beat by just Russia or China individually, because the first thing they're going to do is take out our satellite and our whole armies down, because none of our soldiers know how to fly without a GPS. None of our soldiers know what Morse code is. All we do is depend on the satellite. And that is our weakness, folks. All right, but what also is coming in 2019, in the beginning of 2020? Well, before I get into the global economy collapse, what is going on right now? I do not like Donald Trump at all, but I do agree with Donald Trump. We need a border wall. All right, after World War II, the Nazis went to South America. All right, during Cuba crisis and all that, Russia has very strong ties to South America and Cuba. And Venezuela is blaming us for knocking out their power. All right, Russia, Venezuela, and South America is so powerful. All right, it's so powerful because they got Russia behind it. All right, and that's too close to home. That's why we need our border wall. Because if an invasion from the south happens, an invasion from the south will happen because that's what Russia is planning to do, we do need a border wall. It ain't for migration, it ain't for illegals crossing in. It is to protect our countries from our enemies. And one of our enemies is Russia. Russia got the cartel. Russia got everything down in South America. Don't you people know that? We're all out here against. We should actually listen to the president once in a while. He's getting information that we don't even know. We need a border wall. All right, and this is what's happening right now. Russia is landing down in Venezuela. It's bringing their army ships and everything so close to our homeland. Happening on Monday, March the 25th, 2019. Pompeo warns Russia to cease its unconstructive behavior in Venezuela. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo spoke with the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov on Monday and called Russia to cease its unconstructive behavior in Venezuela. State Department spokesman Robert Pelton said in a statement, "The United States will not stand idle by as Russia exacerbate tensions in Venezuela," the statement said. The continued insurgence of Russian military personnel to support an illegal regime of Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela is risking a prolong the suffering of Venezuela's people, who is overwhelmingly supported of President Jungo. All right, you guys can read the rest of that. We got another article. All right, Russia, as we speak, has troops, has airplanes, all right, in Venezuela, in Colombia. They got bigger presidents in Venezuela than we have, United States of America, down there. All right, so Russia is building army bases in South America. All right, we are at a war with Russia and China right now. It ain't not gunshot or blood or war yet, but we got tarps on each other. We are killing each other with massive storms and these new weapons that control our weather. All right, we are. Come on, who do you think is going to destroy? The number one thing you're going to do in war to destroy your enemy is get rid of their food source. And somehow our food source in the United States of America just got dwindled from a massive flood. HARP. And then if you go look over there, you got cyclones and earthquakes hitting China and Russia, all these crazy weather events. It ain't just from Mother Nature, it's a war, all right, folks? And we're in the Middle East, and we do a lot of stuff in the Middle East. Well, Russia's coming here to South America. Russia got plans with Cuba and South America. That's why we need the border wall, folks. And the next thing that's coming, the next thing that is coming in 2019 is the global economy collapse. And here's the proof. In this article, you are seeing each bubble. In 2002, we had the dot-com crisis. In 2008, we had the recession. And in 2019 to 2020, we had the Great World Economic Collapse. It's not going to be the Great Depression. This is going to make the Great Depression look like it was just something, right? People that lived through the Great Depression would rather live through the Great Depression than what's to come for us here in the United States of America. The blackout with EMPs or solar flares, World War III with Russia, China, and all our food almost gone from the great flood that's happening this spring. That's happening right now in the Midwest. All right, folks, we are living in the end of times, folks. All right, and on top of that, one of the things that's going to kill the war, that's going to kill the world, is Fukushima. Fukushima. What also we're going to see this year is Fukushima radiation. The radiation is ongoing, folks. is they're storing millions and millions of gallons of radioactive water. It's still going in the air, and no one's talking about it. All it takes is a little earthquake, and that whole plant's disastrous. And it's already worse than Chernobyl will ever be. And what's crazy is during the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, people are going to be in a radioactive zone inside of Fukushima. The 2020, we're going to call this the Radiation Olympics of 2020. All right, folks, the Fukushima Olympics. All right, what's happening is that they're going to have running and baseball. So all the people in the world are going to go play baseball in Fukushima. You shouldn't eat nothing from Japan's sea. You should not eat no rice or nothing from Japan. It is a cover-up. All right, Fukushima is the first thing that's going to destroy our world. All right, folks. I mean, our whole world. All right, that's happening right now and it's continuing to happen. Let's go to the doctor of nuclear scientists and see what she has to say. Fukushima, an ongoing global radiologist catastrophic, a huge cover-up, Dr. Helen Caddock. The 8-year anniversary of the triple meltdown at Fukushima Daiichi nuclear facility passed mostly without comment in the mainstream media circle, in spite of the ongoing radiologist contamination that will continue to spread and threaten human health for lifetimes to come. Other stories dominate the international news cycle. The climate change, serious though it may be, seemingly crowds out all the other clear and present environmental disaster. As a part of efforts to normalize the historic event and cover it up in magnitudes, the Japanese government has invested considerable financial, public relation, and other resources into what they are building, the Recovery Olympics. Alright, so next year, in 2020, when the Summer Olympics goes to Tokyo, you shouldn't even be living in Tokyo. If they had the same labels as here in the United States with the Geiger counter, they got 200 more times air that they're breathing in, just from Fukushima. Because Fukushima is a couple hundred, it's like an hour and a half drive, like 100, 200 miles away. But during the Olympics next year, they're going to have sports and stuff in the dead city. All right? In Fukushima. That's why they're trying to bring people back. All right? This article is going to be at the bottom. All right? Here, check this out. Japanese government wants evacuees to return to Fukushima in time to make Olympics look good. So next year, in 2020, when Olympics are in Tokyo and people are playing baseball in Fukushima and they're doing other sports in Fukushima where this nuclear disaster happened, all right, even then an earthquake or a storm could happen that could just destroy that whole place. Everyone's going to be contacting cancer within the next 10 years. Mark my word. So what's to come in the year 2019 and the beginning of 2020? Let me get down to it. So what's coming is we're going to look at the 4 horsemen. Zombie disease. The zombie disease is coming. All right, folks. The zombie disease is coming. It's already happening here in North America. It's called chronic wasting disease. It's in all the mammals, of elks, deers, little small animals. And if humans, through the manipulation of our atmosphere and through diseases involving, it might happen to us. All right. So a lot of disease outbreaks that's uncurable is we're going to start seeing in the year 2019 to 2020. Storms and volcanoes and signs in the skies is coming in the year 2019 and 2020. Satellites and artificial intelligence are getting beamed to the sky. 5G is going to kill many people. And we got articles on 5G killing many people. Here we go. 20,000 satellites for 5G to be launched, sending focused beams of intense microwave radiation over entire Earth. All right. For 5G to work, they're supposed to have every single 500 feet as it's getting implanted cell towers, little cell towers, all right? And it's already causing cancers. And here we go, we got proof on that too. Firefighters suffer neurology damage after contact with 5G cell towers. Firefighters in Sacramento, California had reported neurology damage, including memory problems, confusion, after new generation 5G cell towers were installed outside their fire station. Alright, what is coming, folks, is the end of the world. We are living in the revelation of time. We are really... Look at New York state law. New York's new abortion law. They are killing babies alive now. So say once that baby pops out the woman's room in New York, if you still don't want that baby, they will kill that baby while screaming and crying with the gun that they put to the baby's head that kills cows. That's how they're killing infants. We got the articles on this. By Natural News, it's now legal in New York to kill perfectly healthy newborn child after it exits the mother room on the day of birth. If the mom and the doctor agrees the mom doesn't want it, abortionists are using sick and twisted methods to kill these day young human beings, to including forcing instruments into the soft spots of their heads, what they do to cows. Alright, folks, twisting their heads off their necks or cutting their spinal cords with utility scissors. So let me ask you a question. What kind of world do you think's happening now? It's a blackout. We got blackouts coming. We got blackouts that are coming. We got World War III that is happening in front of our face right now. They are preparing for World War III right now, folks. Russia is in South America building their army bases. We are building our army bases in Europe. China is supporting North Korea. North Korea is just amusing Donald Trump for a second, so they're building what they're building, folks. Alright, the economy collapse is coming. The feds are warning of the economy collapse that is coming, that is 10 times worse than the Great Depression. And we don't have food, folks. In May, in June, July, we won't have food. Every single thing. If you're paying 69 cents for a head of corn, you are going to pay $3 to $4 just for one head of corn. Just from this flood, folks. Be prepared. Please like, subscribe, follow me. This is the No Face Movement. Moving until next time, facing up. And please have food on hand for 6 months of blackout. Because war is right around the corner. The economy collapse is right around the corner. And we're living in it.